What we've got here is a 18-inch floor scrubber, and this scrubber is designed to put fresh product down to the floor wherever you would mop, scrub it. There's two brushes in front over there. They spin at 660 RPMs, and they're going to scrub the floor way better than a mop could ever do, and then pick up the dirty solution on the vacuum squeegee back here and put it into this yellow tank. Okay, so the yellow tank is where all the dirty stuff goes, and the black tank is where all the clean stuff goes. And in a minute, we're going to go over and fill it right there. The big wide open port. You've got I believe a Betco machine back there. We're going to fill it with the chemical. I like to use hot water if possible. It's a key element to thinning soil, so use heat. If not, try warm water, and if you don't have either, just use water. But make sure there's some chemistry in there, because chemistry actually collects the dirt better and holds it in suspension so it sits inside your tank and it gets sucked up nice and easily. All right, so we're gonna go fill the machine.
Hot water coming at you.
Hot water is best. Set up our chemical, and she's filling it over there on the big port over there. Go, Alex, go.
Is there a safeguard on this so I don't overfill?
It's visual. You look down in there, there's like a flat piece there. You see that piece of plastic right there?
I see it.
If the water level gets above that, you're good. Then it's full.
So there's a flat piece right there.
Yeah. Yep.
So until it gets there, we're still filling.
And it will tell you, the auto scrubbers like to be full, so they balance better. All auto scrubbers like to be full. So if you fill it up and then operate it, it's gonna feel a little bit more balanced in your hand rather than just giving a quick gallon or two and running around the floor.
So for best results, fill it. Pretty much is what you're saying.
You got it.
Okay.
Makes the machine heavier, puts more pressure down on the brushes.
It gives the whole thing a better balance too. You can see this whole cavity is getting full, so it'll give the machine a little bit better weight.
How much square footage are you going to cover with 11 gallons?
That's going to be dependent on how fast you walk. It's going to be how fast and how much product you're putting down, and I'll show you. We can control that with the lever in the back. I like to, if it's really dirty, I like to double scrub, which I'm going to show you how to do first, where we're not going to use the vacuum, we're not going to use the squeegee, we're just going to scrub an area out and get it nice and wet, gets the brushes lubricated, and then we're going to go back over and pick up with the squeegee. And now I just want to go through how that cleaning process works. So we're going to follow the flow of the dirt. The flow of the dirt is going to start up here in the front, where we've got two cylindrical brushes, and those brushes are going to spin together. And I'm just going to pop this cover off so you can kind of see how those brushes fit in there, because every once in a while you're going to want to maintain those brushes, clean them, take them off, clean the housing underneath here. So it's just these two wing nuts coming off. And then this piece pulls straight out, just like that.
How often when you say maintenance, this portion should be performed?
I would like to see this part done at least once a week.
Okay.
Just because a clean machine is a much easier machine to work with. And this is where your dirt is going to start entering the machine. So these pop straight out, and you can see that they've got like an octagonal cavity there, and this side is the spindle, so they only fit in and out in one way. And underneath here is where it's going to get really dirty, because these brushes are spinning and collecting dirt and spitting them all up underneath here. So this housing needs to be taken care of and cleaned properly. And then this is going to put back. Now, if you see it and it's not all the way inside the machine like that one is, and you got to kind of feel for it, and then make sure it's sitting on that octagon in there. Again, that's something you're going to want to play around with, get your arms around. It takes a little bit to get that feel for it. And then this just fits on the spindle. And it snaps back into place like that. Put our screws back in. That's also how you're going to check for the wear on the brushes. If the brushes start to wear, then the brushes aren't going to make solid contact with the floor. There's also an adjustment back here behind this wheel. It's another wing nut that looks similar to that one. And if you crank that in towards the machine, it will increase that head pressure just a bit so that you can get more brush pressure. Or if your brushes are wearing, you can make sure that it connects. If it's too much brush pressure, you can dial that back up off the floor as well by turning it the opposite way. It does, yep. Depends on how much you're cleaning. If you're cleaning every day and you're cleaning the whole floor every day, then I would pick a day once a week that you're going to make sure that that housing is cleaned and taken care of in there. It could be daily. I mean, if you have enough time to unscrew that real quickly and do that daily, I would love to see that happen. I'd pray for once a week and hope for a daily. So
the best way to clean the brushes?
The best way to clean the brushes is just by holding them and hosing them down in your sink. Or if you've got a 5-gallon bucket, you can soak them in some warm water and let them clean out that way as well. But the housing is what I'm concerned about as well, underneath there.
How would you clean the house?
Just a microfiber, soaked microfiber cloth. Go back and forth underneath there. Yep.
When we're cleaning it though, are we tilting the back or you're just sliding your hand in?
Yeah, you wouldn't need to. As long as you've got this in the upright position, it should be elevated enough for you to get underneath there. If you feel like you have to tilt it back, you certainly can. Those batteries are sealed. All right, I'm going to take you over to the board. So this is the board. We only have 2 switches that we're really working with here. This is your main power. It's got the picture of the brushes spinning. That turns on our main power. It's going to go through a little bit of a self-check. And it's going to say it's got 100%, and then it's going to flash. Oh, it would flash H2O if it needed water, but it doesn't need water because we just filled it. It will flash H2O if it needs water. There's also a maintenance meter right here. So this little button next to the hourglass, you can hold that in, and you can see that there's 0 hours and 0 minutes on that machine. After we're done playing with it, you'll see the M will pop up, and you can see how many hours and minutes have been run on the machine. That's important for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you a little peace of mind as a manager. How much did that machine get used last night? How much has it been used this week? But also, from a maintenance standpoint, if there's any issues and you call us at 1-800-VACUUMS, you're going to want to tell them how many hours and minutes are on the machine, and they're also going to want to know what the serial number is. The serial number is located right here. I'm going to spin it for you. I'm just doing that for the camera. Right there is where the plate is for the serial number. They're going to ask you those 2 questions. How many hours and minutes on the machine? What's the serial number? And then they'll start to determine, okay, talk to me. What's going on? What's it doing? What's it not doing? All of that stuff. The guys in our tech support department are fabulous. And I can tell you that they know this machine inside and out and can probably fix most issues just by talking to you over the phone. 99.9% of the time, I do leave that 1.1%. It is operation error and not something that broke on the machine. It does have a pretty robust warranty though, so that's a good thing. You've got a 4-year warranty on this machine. Okay, so I see that it says 100 here. 100 means that the machine is fully charged, but I will tell you that number fluctuates. It's based on amp draw. So when those brushes start spinning, the vacuum starts sucking, that number drops in increments of 10. So it can go from 100 to 90 to 80. Sometimes it jumps from 90 to 50, depending on how much battery life it has and what floor substrate we're cleaning. This floor is going to be very smooth and hard. So the floor, it's going to have a lot less amp draw than it will on your rubber floor out there. All right. Now, when I talked about double scrubbing, I'm going to put the machine in the mode to just lay product down and scrub. And I'm going to make a nice wet path over there. And then I'm going to show you how I scrub and pick it up. Got my brush deck head down. It's already down because my handle is up. I set my adjustment right at about 3/4. All right, that's a double scrub. We're putting product down on the floor, giving it a chance to break up some of the dirt that's in the tile, it's embedded in there. And then I'm going to go down and pick it up with the vacuum on. If I turn the vacuum on, drop my squeegee. At this point, because I've got a lot of solution on the floor, I can decrease the amount of solution I'm going to drop to the floor. When I'm ready to stop, I pull the squeegee up and let that vacuum run for just a little bit so that I don't get all the slurry to go back to the floor and make a puddle. You can even keep the vacuum on if you're going to go to a closet from the floor, and that'll help you not have the water dripping across your floor that you have to go back and pick up. I also recommend, even as you're cleaning throughout the club, to have like a cloth or microfiber or something with you, and you can kind of tuck it right in here and just give that squeegee a little bit of a wipe down every once in a while. Because what happens is the debris and the dirt and the pebbles and stuff that people are picking up, might be ice melt, they get caught up in that squeegee a lot, and that will leave streaks. And it will also prematurely wear the squeegee. So keep that clean right before you start, right as you finish, and throughout the cleaning process. See this lever right here? This lever is spring loaded. It picks up and slides out of the way, and then that squeegee just pops off like that. Now you can undo here, and it's all tension sprung. I won't pull it apart right now for time, but this is on a tension. This squeegee is toolless. It pulls off. Flip the squeegee, flip it again, use all 4 sides, put that band back on, snap it in place. And you see these 2 flanges right here? It's kind of spindles with a little bit of a flange sticking out. You're going to want to put those flanges right above when you slide it back into place. Like that. Make sure the flange is locked into place there, and then it's just a matter of snapping that back on there, and the squeegee's back installed. The charging system is back here. We plugged it already into the wall. Somebody did that for us. And you can see the charging system is right here. And it's just like a computer monitor. It plugs right into the wall. And then this end, flip it upside down, and it plugs right in like that. You'll notice I took the recovery tank off pretty easily. When it's time to clean this out later, this pops off super simple, and it's in the front, your drain hose. We build it up high rather than down in the back so that you can dump that into a slop sink. You can dump it into a toilet if necessary. It's nice and high, right? It's so much easier than having it way down low and then trying to figure out where the floor drain is. That's a smart design that we build it up that way. The opening for cleaning this is also very big. So this just pops right out. You see the dirty water that we just picked up a little bit. That looks like coffee, espresso version. It's very easy to keep clean. And once we clean it, Once we clean it, we're going to leave all the hoses off of it so that the air gets introduced and stays in there and dries that out quicker. So once we're done cleaning, we're going to leave this off. We're going to leave that off. And sometimes I even leave this open and just locked into place like that and let the air introduce in there. You do have to make sure that your folks put those all back together before they start to use it, because that is a vacuum inside of there. And if there's air introduced anywhere in there, it's not going to suck. And that will make it suck.
So this just flips up.
That unit right in the front, right?
Yep. And keep this up elevated. If you have it low, the water will flow out of it. So keep that up and elevated like that. And then it's just a gravity right down to the sink.
Let's go swim in there. Oh, man.
Yummy.
Legit black.
We just pop that off. See down into the tank, all the loveliness we picked up. Woo! Now again, what's nice about this tank is that it is pretty easy to pick up and clean out. Bring it over to a sink, take a look at all the deliciousness we picked up off the floor.
Yeah, that's kind of what we have at our club.
I have one too.
Yeah,
I have one too. The dinosaurs.
horrific.
We'll get a little agua here. Or I guess we could use this, right?
Yep. Just go straight water.
You can see down in there where the hole is and the water shooting right on it. So I just want to get all the black loose debris off of that tank. I'm going to get a shot of it down in where I'm shooting it to. Right that in there.
Yep. Where the exit valve is.
And then I'm going to give it just a quick little rinse here. So this gets dirty. This is where the dirty water comes in. All right. Now I'm going to recommend storing it all open, leaving this off, and that off, so that it just breathes in there, yeah. And then you're going to have to make sure that your folks, before they go to use it, they lock it down, plug it in, and then put that cap on. It's just a quick 3-step process for them to recover everything.
Great.
That's it. Squeegee's up, brushes are up, power's off, and then we can plug it in if we charge in the back of the machine.
Perfect.